Hey everyone, how you doing? So, I'm going to take you through a bit of a, you're the IT guy, right? Amongst other things, yeah. All right, I'm going to take you through the boat and we'll get started into a little bit of a tour. Jess is up the front doing some work, so we'll go and see what she's up to and then we'll show you what we're working on. Let me spin this camera around. So, he told you I can do IT. Scott, yes, one of them. I think a few others have been on the boat too. Yeah, that's true. So this is our resident Stray. She's decided to park up for the day. And that thing there is a range hood. We just bought a range hood for the boat so that we can actually start vacuuming out some of the goo when we're cooking. And this is a massage table that's keeping us alive at the minute. You've let the Stray inside. Yeah, we have. She's a funny cat, bizarre funny. But through here,
I'm gonna chase runaway mushrooms. Hi guys, I'm just doing lunch. We're kind of it's a busy long weekend. So.
You'll never guess it, but we've got quite a lot of work going on. Oh, Nemec, hi from Origin. Awesome.
You go through, darling. I'll
Yep.
bring the coffee.
Yeah, I'm really keen on that coffee, eh?
Yeah.
Chop chop, that coffee's good.
It's very homely at the moment. We're doing lots of homely things. Keeping ourselves well. Did you show them the massage table?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of having to. Dane's back and his muscles on his back's kind of gone a bit, so it's all the heavy lifting with the stabilizers, but so we're just keeping him well. But he's doing okay, so surviving.
All right, let's go through.
See you in a sec.
Cool. It's brew pig coffee as usual. Yeah, it's pretty nice, isn't it? All right, so there's a couple of things that I want to show you. So, stabilizers, you know that we've been working on those. Hire, awesome, from Madison. Rick and Laurie from Ontario, Canada. Permission to come aboard. Mission granted. So there's a couple of things that I want to show you. So, as you know, we've been sort of toying with the idea of hydraulics and electrics to pull these wings up and down. So what I've decided eventually is we've settled on electric winches. So I'll spin around and I'll show you what we actually ended up getting for this. So these are the winches, and they don't come with tiny little buggies.
It's a shame. That'd be great, wouldn't
But that's basically what we're going to be using. The sweater is awesome from Madison. So yeah, basically it's a 5,000 pound 24 volt winch. So there's two of them. There's one on either side, one for each stabilizer. And I would like to ponder a way of basically making it so that if one dies, I can swap the other winch over and pull each one up individually. Ken Williams, what do the wings weigh? Look at those. Kev, I think the wings, we haven't weighed them, but I think the wings are probably 350 kgs each.
How are they looking this morning?
I actually don't know what that is in pounds. Those winches are exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, it's a simple way of solving it, eh?
And surprise, guys! Surprise!
Surprise.
Can you see that thing on the top of the?
So there's our stabilizers as they sit. On the left-hand side, you've got the blue, 3 beams that are blue. That's the start of the arms.
That's one arm. That's how one
Yeah.
arm will look.
So arm here, and then you've got the pin at that end, and then it mounts to the boat at this end, but we haven't done the boat mount yet. And then can you see that shank?
This thing here?
This guy there. three fingers.
We're very
Dennis.
excited.
770
Hi, Dennis.
pounds. Oh, wicked. Anchor. Yeah, so that is our anchor. And then
Anchor, yes.
you can see the start of the blade down there as well.
Yeah.
So Trev, Jess and me were basically
Well,
grinding.
you guys were pretty much.
Grinding for almost all of yesterday. We went through, God, it must have been like 40, 45 grinding discs or something like that. It was a stupid amount of grinding discs.
Yeah.
But we managed to get that cut out. So,
Very excited.
right.
So it's just welding. It's just welding them up. We've just got to cut the sort of where the shank goes through
Yeah.
the blades, eh?
So what we're going to do is cut a slot in the blade and then push the shank in from the bottom up, and it's cut on a bit of a wedge, so it won't physically be able to go all the way through. So we're going to allow it to go through and have about 10 mil sticking out the bottom, and then we'll weld the bottom and then weld the top as well, so that even if the weld fails, there's still no physical way that the shank can come out of the blade. How much of the sand around the boat is actually angle grinded disc?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
looks crazy.
Sorry,
I
I'll just look at it. We're both, Rich, we're both watching from Vegas. Hi, Jess.
Oh, hello.
We did after all the grinding and stuff that was happening yesterday, we had a look at the ground and it was literally black from like grinding disc and
Poor
crap.
Trevor. Trevor, I think, is on with us today. I think he's resting today a wee bit.
Yeah.
God, he worked so hard.
Yeah.
So hard. And again on the, in the on the stabilizer stainless, cutting that out
Yeah.
last week. So
I told him to have a
poor
rest
hands.
this morning, but I know he's probably not. He's going to watch this live feed and then he'll be over here in bloody high vis,
Bloody
ready to go.
Yeah, your coffee's just there, darling.
Yeah, I'm
So
just gonna
I just want to know how everyone's doing with their lockdowns and everything. Is everyone okay?
Building Shecon, hello from Kitchener, Ontario.
Hey.
Oh, hang on. Oh no, that was Madison. I missed that last comment, but yeah, Shecon and Madison. Yeah, cool. Nice, they're talking. Hey, actually, one thing I wanted to know, can everybody tell me if this time slot works where they are? Because I've been pondering, like, do we move the live feed so it suits everyone a bit better or anything? So,
What does stand down mean?
sorry, what?
I just missed a comment. Can you go back? Yeah.
We're okay, but my brother is in
It's on
stand down, but
down.
we're surviving.
What does stand down mean?
Scott, what does stand down mean?
Sugar in my coffee. Time works for
Yeah.
medicine. Great, great.
Jess, you're
Hi,
one of the few
Julian.
things helping me get through the pandemic.
Oh,
Florida's
oh
slowly
you
opening.
guys too. For us.
Works for me and Brizzy.
Florida is slowly opening. Right, right.
Yeah, cool, nice.
It's
Clayton.
going to be interesting next month, isn't it?
Oh, right, JobKeeper payment thingy.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
right.
Oh, tough. Yeah,
Yeah.
gosh.
They talked about that at work as well.
Yeah,
for,
yeah.
For those not in Australia,
Wow.
I'm missing all the. Actually, I'm just gonna. You talk. I'm gonna grab my computer.
All
So I
right.
get the. We're missing
Wow.
the comment thing.
Because we're using a little phone, so the comments are, it's only the little bit of space. Time is okay for me. Who is that? Kevin, great. In time out for 2 weeks. Cool. Cool. Yeah, we're on level, I think we've gone down a level here. We're still being really careful. We're just worried about a second wave, so we're just being really careful.
Don't mind me.
Yeah.
I'll be busy. For
I'm
2
just going
seconds.
backwards.
Yeah.
Clayton, awesome. Brizzy. Yeah, that's great. Florida is slowly opening. Scott is okay for me. 8, great. Yeah. Looks like it's okay, eh? Just
Sweet
if anyone has any problems, just let us know about timing and we can just try and do it differently. You know, we might need to experiment a wee bit. I'll just push all the... Sorry about my finger in your faces, guys.
No, just leave them, Jess. I'll get them up here for you.
Okay. He works on an aircraft, so work is not happening. Yeah, of course. Wow. God, the world is so different. Yeah.
Who would have thought, eh? Like 3 months ago, who would have thought that the world has kind of stopped?
The local health board is keeping everyone updated here. So there's a few people still in ICU here, but not many, and there's not been many new cases. So I think everyone's feeling pretty confident at the moment, which is really nice. Yeah, we're still being really careful.
I'm just about there.
All right, cool. So stabilizers. There's a couple of questions we want to talk to you guys about. The stabilizers are, like, of course, a bigger job than we imagined. Of course, time is perfect for me. Awesome. Sounds weird, but I'm saving money working from home. Haven't put fuel in the... Yeah, of course. That makes sense, eh? Yeah. Yes, exactly. That's what we're thinking, Madison. That the confidence. It's like we were the only people with a mask on in the supermarket, and they'd let more people in than normal. So we were sort of racing to get out of there in the end. They've been really good up till now. I think everyone's just getting a wee bit too sloppy in their attention, really. But I suppose it just has to take its course, and we learn as we go, don't we? Thanks, Dennis. Yeah, my energy's looking good. Yeah. Whee! Neighbour.
Cool. All right, we're up to
Me
date.
too. Haven't spent any money on the train either. Yeah. No, it must make a difference. My energy's good. I've got a wee bit of a cold this morning. I got a bit of a chill last night, but
Look up behind you.
look up behind you. What?
I'm not sure. We're gonna need context to that comment.
I'm looking forward to seeing my girls and
Yeah.
oh yeah. Have you seen the funny analog with being peed on?
Analogy with being peed on. Don't know. That sounds German. All right. So
They're talking.
Focus.
So stabilizers. So of course it's a much bigger job than we thought. I've been working on the next episode to show you guys when we fitted the stabilizer onto the side. We were thinking we'd get 2 stabilizers fitted in one day with Bruce, who was the welder guy who came and helped us. But of course that wasn't going to happen.
yeah.
It's called gouling.
Yeah, so we had an issue basically. So our when you put stainless steel, like stainless on stainless, like with a bolt or a nut, something like that, if you don't have
Cool.
lubrication in the threads, it'll gall up. It'll basically bind up. it'll work fine if it's all loose and you got clearance and things like that. But as soon as it gets tight, if you get any bit that nicks on the other side of the stainless, it'll just literally lock up and weld together.
Dennis is having a hard time getting our coffee. Oh, yeah. I wonder if some supplies are low too.
Yeah,
Generally.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so we had stainless steel pins in stainless steel hinges, and
we should have known better.
it absolutely galled up. Like it literally the pins welded solid in the hinges. So we had to take them out with steel wedges and sledgehammers. It was the only way we could literally get the pins out with no weight on them. It was just that's how tight the galling was. So the solution that we came up with, we took the pins into town and we got 10 mil skimmed off the outside diameter. Or
Hang on. Backtrack just a little bit.
Yep.
The solution came after a coffee with Trev.
Yeah.
As always, as most solutions do.
Yeah. So it's,
Weird is a requirement.
yeah.
I agree, definitely. Yeah.
So,
being weird is a requirement for this community. It definitely helps.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Sorry, darling. Carry on.
Yeah, so we skimmed a little bit of the diameter off the stainless steel pins,
Yeah.
and then we actually used acetal, but basically a plastic sleeve.
Sleeve inside the stainless.
So it's essentially it's got a 5 mil wall thickness on the acetal that we used, and we used that because it's quite hard and it's pretty hardy. I let the engineers decide what would be best. I gave them the what we're using it for and the conditions and everything, and they said go with acetal. So. Sorry, even distracted everyone. Coffee.
Yeah, fair enough though.
So it's basically a sleeve on the pin. So now that they've been machined, they're sitting in town. I just need to go and pick them up.
I can't believe they're ready. They did them in one day.
Yeah.
And then we couldn't get in to pick them up in time. We were sort of too busy. So.
So it does
Coffee
run
runs
the boat.
Yeah, at times it does. Yeah.
Fueled on veggie oil and coffee. So so the pins are ready to go. What that means is we can stick the wing on the left-hand side. What's that? No port left. Port.
Yeah.
We can stick the port wing on, and that one's basically ready to go. We can start working on the arm for that side, and then on the other wing we just need to assemble the hinge because we had to pull the hinge apart, cut the stainless off the mild steel so that we could actually get the pins out.
Oh my God, Bruce was sledgehammering the pin out. I've got it on video.
Yeah.
Oh God, I hope I've got enough of it to. Yeah, I think I do. It was awesome. Yeah.
The
There was a lot of swearing.
The hammers got progressively bigger and bigger, and the amount of swearing got progressively more and more. And then the wedges got involved, and then there was more people involved. And
Yeah. It was great fun
awesome.
actually. Yeah. But we learned our lesson, so yeah. I think we've got a good solution.
So the plan now is basically get these pins back. We'll get the forklift back in again and get Bruce back. And we'll assemble the hinge on wing number 2 and then mount that on the starboard side. And then, we should be good to go with those. Once we've got the wings on, that allows us to be able to start doing the arms. So I'll take you down in a second. I'll show you the arms and what we're doing.
So Dane's got all the parts for the arms and they look amazing. I didn't realise they were so strong. It was awesome. I missed that last comment. Sorry,
Down
guys.
the bottom here, Jess.
It's always... Yeah, you're right.
There you go.
Oh, thank you. Oh, look, computer. I can actually see the comments.
Actually read them.
That's great.
So hopefully the next step...
Hi, Jonathan.
Oh, wicked, cool.
Yeah, cool.
So
So we're going to show you, sorry.
Yeah, no, you're right.
We're going to show you where we're at, go down the bottom, but I want you to show everyone the slider, what you're going to do for the slider.
Yeah, sweet.
So we'll just take you to the side of the boat and show you where we're up to for the next part of the stabilizer project, and then the wings. But what we're wondering is, you guys had enough of it yet? Because it's probably the same amount of work as the exhausts. We've got 4 exhausts and 3 parts of a shroud to put it to fit. And we're wondering if we should just, because we kind of can't do anything for a week on them anyway. And we're wondering if you guys have had enough of the stabilizers and we should just get on with the exhausts, have a bit of a break and come back to them.
Yeah.
Or are you ready for more stabilizer work? That'll be the arms and finishing off the last parts of the wing and stuff.
So to give it context, I reckon we're probably halfway through the wing build.
Cool.
Like, in terms of start to finish, I reckon we're probably halfway. The wings themselves are done. Dennis, yes, we got a replacement grinder. Trevor Blimmin donated it.
Bloody surprised us with one.
He just turned up with a replacement, a new one,
He's
the same.
amazing.
Yeah. He's
Such
bloody
a sweet
awesome.
guy. Yeah. Yes, we're talking about you, Trev.
Yeah.
Handle it, man. Handle it. Look, you go. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so
Um,
stabilizers is okay, more of it. It will be very different from what we've done now. It's,
Yeah.
It's a lot more like arms and we
Yeah.
want to get the sliders done, and I'll get Dame to explain what the
Yeah.
sliders are. That's this part of it attaches to the side of the boat. It's
Yeah.
kind of cool actually.
Madison, part of me thinks it's nice to rip through the wings and get them over, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
kind of what we're thinking. Like,
Okay.
to be honest, I'd kind of like to just
Okay,
stay on
thanks,
the job
Kevin.
and just keep going.
Okay.
But we have been getting a few comments on YouTube of like, man, why aren't you just knocking this out in 2 episodes? And without realising it's 2 months of solid engineering to get these
Trev
done.
saves most days actually.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Yeah, get the wings finished. Okay,
All right,
thanks,
cool.
Clayton.
Thanks,
great,
Clayton.
great. I think it's going to be so cool the next bit.
Does filming slow down the build much? I wish I had met Trev. Yes, I agree,
Yeah,
Dennis.
yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Probably, yeah, it does. So probably for every hour of work that we do, there's probably
No, not coming from Patreon. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, what?
Yeah, Madison just made a good point.
What?
Are the comments coming from Patreons? But they're not. They're coming from YouTube viewers.
YouTube.
Yeah. Okay, that's a
Yeah.
good point actually. Yeah.
And to be honest, I'm happier to sort of move the channel more towards what you guys
Oh,
want.
definitely. Yeah.
And YouTube can choose it or not choose it. But
Definitely.
you guys are the ones that support the project.
Yeah.
So
Kevin, finish the wings. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, sweet.
That's unanimous, really, isn't it?
Pretty much, yeah.
Anyone really bored?
yeah. So sorry, I'll just answer that question. Does filming slow the process down? So for every hour of like work that we do, we probably have to muck around for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes
yeah.
with the cameras. If we're doing static cameras, if we're doing lots of face to camera and things like that, you could probably double or triple that. There will never be a better time to do those hinges properly. There's a very large load point on the plastic. I missed the comment.
There's a very large load
That
point.
plastic bush, the load probably needs to be spread. Best job to finish move on. Great work.
Yeah, right. Joking aside, you guys should always choose what's next based on what you want to do. If you're doing what you want, you're having fun, and it comes to the
Yeah.
Thanks. Oh,
Oh, where's it gone?
sorry, you disappeared from it off the screen.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah. The thing is
Yeah,
with
it's
the
Stu. That's a good point. More people will complain if you change to someone else. Something
that
else.
Stu?
Yeah.
Hello,
Yeah,
Stu.
yeah. Yeah. So
you're always a surprise to me.
if you're tired of something, you won't enjoy it, and that also comes
Yeah.
through. Yeah.
The thing is with we're really looking forward to doing the exhaust. It's kind of a equal and opposite for us, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way is good for us. So
Actually-
and they're
actually-
both quite big builds. So
I think I've just answered it in my own head. I ran out of argon, so I can't do the exhaust.
you can go and buy more.
Yeah, that is true.
Love any
Oh,
clothes.
nice.
Does
Scott.
Oh, thanks, Scott.
Dave from New Zealand. How you going?
Hello.
So okay, cool. So that's settled. We'll
Okay,
carry on with
we'll carry on.
with the arms.
Yeah, cool.
So I might go and show them the actual deck, the
But
slider.
just talk
and the
about
arms.
Dave's donations. first.
Oh yes,
We've
yes,
had
yes.
this. Oh,
So
David
Cochrane is a long time supporter of
Yeah.
Brewpeg. And I'm talking years and years now.
And always really supportive, you know. is,
Yeah, just a lovely dude.
Yeah.
And anyway, he a lot. Oh God, it must
about a
have
year ago.
about a year ago. He said, "I'm really interested," because we mentioned. I think it might have been in the live feed. We mentioned that we're going to be double glazing the windows, and he said he was really curious as to how that's going to happen. Can I pay for the or can he pay for the windows and we go and build it? And we're like, holy crap! Okay.
Amazing. Yeah. This is the
lounge,
lounge,
the saloon, yeah.
The saloon, yeah.
So and we've been so busy that we literally haven't got around to even measuring the windows, even though like this amazing offer was there. We've just been so flat out. And
But it's partly because Dame has to design how he's going to do the double glazing.
Yeah.
Because he wants what
So-
gas are you putting in between the
if
glass?
I lived down the road, I would help most weekends.
Oh, awesome.
Help the project local to me.
Oh,
Oh, nice,
neat,
nice.
yeah.
So the bigger the gap between the two panes of glass, the more effective the double glazing is.
So you've got 50 mil, right?
So yeah, most glass is sort of like 20, 30 mil, something like that gap. I've got a 50 mil gap between my two panes of glass, and then I'm also rather than just putting just straight atmosphere in, I'm going to be putting argon. So argon's the gas that I use to weld with. It's the heaviest noble gas, so it doesn't react with anything, but it's also it's heavier than air. So you can essentially pour it in the top of a tank, and it'll fill up the bottom and just push all the oxygen and everything out the top. And the reason I want to do that is because it's a heavier gas than air. Convection doesn't happen anywhere near as fast.
Yeah, thanks, Scott.
And it also means that if there's a leak, it's, you know, if there's a hole or anything at the top, the argon's generally going to stay inside that. And yeah, condensation and things, it doesn't, there's no condensation.
Geez, that'll be a big issue if we don't get that resolved.
I've got argon double glazed windows, made a big difference. You know, that said I went from 1960s windows. Yeah.
Right, cool.
So the insulation properties of glass is absolutely nothing. When we did the calculations for insulation on the boat,
Well, when Tim did the
Tim,
calculation.
yeah. When I got sent a spreadsheet that Tim had calculated, he went down, I think it was like to 4 or 5 decimal places to figure out where glass starts being an insulator.
This is Tim, the systems engineer.
Yeah.
He's brilliant.
Yeah.
It was very technical and really reassuring because it was all numbers and it was all science. So it was great. Yeah. So
when
nothing.
He was really concerned with how much glass there is in the walls and in the boat for when we're going into cold. He was like, you know, he's trying to do everything he can to make the rest of the boat warm, and he said the windows are always going to be a problem. And then I told him about my idea of double glazing 50mm with argon, and he got all excited about it. He's like, oh, that solves it. So
you always know when Tim has a big smile on his face, you're in the right direction, eh?
Yeah. So that's the plan. So yesterday Trev went through and measured up. We use them in Canada, years in winter. Yeah, nice.
Right, makes sense, Dennis.
We're actually using a lot of like Canadian and Scandinavian building codes and things to understand how to do it.
So good, good. Yeah.
So yesterday Trev went through and measured up all the windows, and we just need to figure out now how we're doing. Essentially, it's a wood frame that we need to build inside the steelwork that we've got now, because wood is a great insulator as well. So it'll stop any thermal bridges from the steel on the outside getting cold and then transferring it through. So that's why we want to use the wood. And then we're going to bond the glass, the inside layer of glass, onto that wood, and then we'll have it like a little drill channel hole sort of thing that we can pump the argon in.
But that was what was taking so long, is deciding on the design and how it's all going to work, and are we going to use argon, and what is that?
Thermal bridge.
Right, nice.
Absolutely, and we're going to be using it for a lot of our ribs and stuff. Our ribs are 50mm steel, and we need to go up to 120mm because that's how thick our insulation is. So we're going to be putting 70mm of wood across a lot of our steel ribs and things so that we can kill that thermal bridge, that transfer issue. Absolutely, we're going to be using it for that purpose. So
do you want to show the guys the windows? Because it's the big windows at the back here that and the little ones in the lounge that he's funding. So so Trev did all the measurements this weekend. Great to see another Canadian.
Great to hear another Canadian.
So do you want to show them
Yeah.
and can you make sure that you talk about the doubler on this deck for the stabilizers and just explain
what we're doing?
How it actually works. That'd be cool. And then I'll meet you downstairs, eh?
All right, cool.
Cool.
Sweet. So, spin around. So these, if you can offset the wooden frame so that the wood doesn't touch the steel frames, it might help reduce steel transfer. Yeah, I'll show you what we've got to do. So this is one of the windows. Let's come back a bit. This is one of the windows mounted in the steel. So this is all steel work around here. What we're thinking is basically filling it up from here up to the window, like all the way in with a rounded corner of wood. And then if I come back and show you this, we kind of want to do something like this. So if you imagine the rib here and then the steelwork here and the other window on this face here, on the outside of the steel, this will be the internal pane of glass. So this will all be wood with a little routed channel in here, and that question mark is, we've decided is going to be 30mm. So it'll be 6mm glass. We're going to leave 8mm so that we can do it flush, but we'll allow a couple of mil for the glue to bond in there, and then 30mm for it to seat. And then this is our design for the big windows, which are at the back. So we've got 120mm of insulation, 6mm wall panel. We have to build a little wiggle of wood that does this sort of funny shape. So then you've got the outside glass there, and then the inside glass here with a 50mm gap in the middle. So like a picture frame, yeah, exactly. And then if you see here, this is the inside glass here. This is wood here. We're going to put a little sheet of wood, a little piece of wood in here, and just screw it into this first piece, and that's going to hold the second pane in. So if we ever need to change this, you just unscrew this wood, take that out, exactly like what you do in an old wooden window in a house sort of thing. So we're basically just going to copy what they do because it works. And then if I show you the window frames over here, so these are the four big windows across the back of the lounge. This is a piece of 50mm by 20mm teak. Yeah, you could do teak. It would actually probably a good wood for in there.
Teak would be good, wouldn't it? Because it doesn't
it's yeah, teak's actually a good idea. Thank you. That's awesome.
So.
Yeah, but we don't need much of it. So yeah, that would work. So this is a piece of 30mm by 6mm, and this is 50 by 25 box section. So we welded this here back a little bit from the front of that box section so that we could allow these windows, I think from memory it was 15 mil back, so that we have 10 mil glass, 5 mil of goo, and then this here, so that the glass on the outside is flush. What we're going to do is basically build that wiggle so that the window is going to be sitting outwards out about here somewhere. So this bench obviously will come off, but yeah. And then if you look over in the corner, this is sort of the steelwork of the boat. The insulation comes out to about here somewhere, so it's 120 mil out. Oh, mahogany works too if it's cheaper there. Kevin Watson, nice. By the way, guys, I'm missing some of the comments because I'm focusing on. Yeah, you can tell me the comments. I can. Yeah, nice. Right, what do we do? Oh, I've got to show the side.
That support on this side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, okay, I can have here. So this is out the side of the lounge. If you have a look down there, that's where the wing mounts onto. U-tree is cheap and does not rot. Okay, awesome. I'll probably actually put it out. All right, hang on. When we get to the stage of doing that wood side of things, because I know nothing about wood, what I'll probably do is put it out to Patreon, explain the location a bit as to what sun it gets, what it doesn't, all that sort of stuff. And then people that know more about it than me, if you can chime in and just tell me what to do, then I'll see what access to different woods we have over here, and I'll let you know, and then we'll kind of have a bit of a group think about what's the best one to go for.
Yeah, we're not in a mad rush.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to take a few months.
You might get scraps of moulding from a rebuild. Yeah, that's probably not a bad point actually, because they'd be hardwood probably too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could go to a house recycler and maybe.
It'll add up because how many windows do we have in the boat totally?
It's like 30 or something.
No, more than that.
There's 15 in the wheelhouse. 15,
Oh, no,
16,
maybe
17,
right.
18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 windows. Oh,
27, okay.
that's close.
You're right.
All right, so I'll show you what I'm doing for these stabilizer arms. So back over the side of the boat. That's where the wing welds onto, and you can see where my foot is. About here somewhere is where the top of the arm will go to. So if I come back to give you context, that's the scupper that I just showed you. So what we want to do is we need to brace this part of the deck. So we're going to do a solid piece of steel that fills up this whole sort of square from the side of the boat right the way over to the side of the cabin. And it's going to be about maybe 1/2 inch thick, 16 mil, something like that. It's going to be pretty chunky. What the plan is that big doubler is going to spread the load of the arm across like a vast area. So about here somewhere is the bulkhead, so engine bay on that side, bulkhead, freezer room. So that's the strongest part of the boat is right there, because you got the side of the boat, you got the deck, and you've got a bulkhead in there as well. So it's,
Madison said don't fall.
yeah.
And Dennis is saying in the engine room.
What's in the engine room?
Are you meaning Dennis? Any support in the Dennis room, in the engine room, for the stabilizers?
Oh, okay. Hang on, I can clarify that. So the reinforcing and so on doesn't go under the deck. Like, so there's nothing. We won't be adding anything into the engine room at this stage. Everything's going to be welded on top of the deck.
Although we're having an ongoing discussion and argument about that, I still think we should put some supports in the engine room. But Chris is saying that we don't need it.
Yeah.
And I'm still thinking we should probably do a little bit. But it'll be an ongoing argument forever, probably.
Madison's renamed the engine room to the Dennis room.
That's very good.
Yeah. When I disappeared down there for a few hours, I go, I'm going to have a Dennis.
Leo's come up with a brilliant idea.
What's that?
Try polyester resin, foam strips, softwood foam between the actual glass, hardwood is a thermal bridge.
Oh yeah, it could be a plastic. It doesn't have to be a wood.
Yeah, that's really great. We'll think about
Actually,
that.
plastic would be good because it wouldn't rot either.
We
Like-
should probably stay focused.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
I'm
focused,
distracting you.
focused. All right, so I'm gonna spin around again.
Overkill is best. Add the supports. Yes, thank you. Vote for Madison on my side.
I agree. Overkill is best.
Yeah.
If it's still too light to lift, it's not built well enough. So we're gonna.
Yes. Sorry, David said the doubler could be a trip hazard. Yes, that's right.
It is. However, putting it under the deck is near on impossible. That's why I'm putting it up here.
Also, if we could manage to get it under, we could.
Yeah, but it's
Do
probably
they?
like 4 times the work. It's an enormous job doing under the deck.
Okay.
Yeah, so anyway, yeah, the plan is to put it here, which is what the commercial guys and that sort of thing do. And you're absolutely right, it is a trip hazard. I haven't resolved that bit yet. But what that does is it transfers the load from the top of the arm, which is going to be mounted over here somewhere, onto this whole big pad rather than just having it taken the load just over here. Now, what we need to do...
Jonathan
ramp
is in
up each
team
side.
overkill.
Yeah, David Coxon, ramp up each side. Yeah, that's...
Stu's just suggested plastic decking. I'm using that from a swim board. Yeah, right.
Okay, nice. I'll ask you a bit more about that later on, Stu. Right, so could you weld the doubler to the bottom side? Yeah, maybe. It just depends, because it's an enormous amount of work welding it on the bottom side versus on the top, because you have to start cutting it in and out of ribs, and it starts getting really sort of messy. Weld it to the ceiling of the freezer and engine room. This is for the winch.
That's what we're looking at. Yeah.
Okay.
Underneath.
So this is not for the winch, Dennis. This is not for the winch. This is for the top of the arm when the wings are locked down. Now, if I spin around, I might be able to hopefully show you. So, side of the boat, right? The arm, when the wing comes up, like, you know, vertical against the side of the boat, the arm has to go up, like right up above the deck, and it goes up it sticks up about 1 metre above the deck, above the roof, sorry. So what we have to do is create a stainless steel slider that literally is like a channel. It's like a, if you imagine a bit like it's a shape like this. So it's probably a C is the easiest way to describe it, and it's mounted, you know, vertically this way here with an opening out the front, and it's closed off at the back, and it goes from the deck to about 1 metre above the roof, and that allows a little pivot that's at the top of the arm to slide up and down the slider. Bracing below deck instead of double plate. Jess, now you don't follow either.
No, you don't follow either?
Yeah, so that's what we're calling the slider. The stainless steel track is what we're calling the slider, and the pin that goes in the top of the arm is one of the next parts that we have to build. So we have to figure all of that mechanism out. I'll show you how we lock the arm onto the deck. So when the top of the arm slides all the way down, there's going to be quite a big square plate of steel on both the deck and on the top of the arm, and the arm will come down and meet the deck plate, and then we'll put 2 big 1.25" bolts in. So when we go to sea and we lock those arms down, we're basically bolting them down with 2 massive high tensile bolts. So we'll have a big socket with sort of like a 1 metre long bar to tighten them up.
Should we head down and show the arms? The arms are cool, guys. They're amazing.
Sorry
don't worry.
Sorry if I'm waffling. We've got so much stuff to show you. All right, let's go to the bottom. Pretty nice day today. Wee bit windy, but pretty quiet in the yard. All right, so steelwork. Bevel ramps on either side of the doubler, less trip hazard. Yeah, I agree. I think you could get away with ramps because it's only 16mm. It's not massive, you know. So this is where we got up to with the hinges. So we had to cut that guy off, and that was in order to get the pins out. I don't have any pins here to show you because we obviously had to get the machine. They're sitting in town. But what we did get up to is the ends are all trimmed down. That one is finished at the end. Like all the hinges and stuff are finished. This one's trimmed down. We got the bung welded in them. I'm about to start doing the zinc anodes. So the anodes, if I come down the bottom, the anodes basically bolt just in there. So that's, come back, you can sort of see the hinges on either side, and then the anode just sits smack in the middle and just bolts on. And the reason I'm putting it down the bottom there is because this bottom is always underwater, so it means that the wings will always be protected.
Just sorry to interrupt, but look at those amazing welds under there, aren't they cool?
Yeah, they're pretty awesome, eh?
Yeah.
Gary, where are the winches going to be mounted? So the winches are going to be mounted, let me see if I can show you. Can you see up by the radar mast, on the back of the wheelhouse, there's a window just to the right hand side there. I'm pretty much going to tuck the winches under that roof, mount them onto the roof on the underside so that they're protected from like rain and Ford spray and stuff like that. And then I'm just going to have the wire go over to the top of the slider via a pulley of some sort. So yeah, that's my plan. Yeah, so these are the arms. So this is the pin mechanism. So this here is going to be welded to these 3 beams. So if I get rid of that, that's what the internals look like. So you can sort of see it's 50 by 50 by 5mm wall thickness. So the reason we're doing that is because then we end up with like lots of vertical strength going down between all of these. We did look at getting a straight piece of 150 by 50mm, and I think it was 6mm wall, but there's no way it was going to be as strong as doing it this way. And also this is 3 times as heavy, so we really like that.
Because there isn't enough weight in them.
Yeah. So what I need to do is I need to scallop out the ends of these pipes so we can get this close, and then we'll push this right in and weld it. So we've got to weld the middle one first so that we can get a weld all the way around it, and then we'll start pushing these ones in, and we'll get a weld around 3 of the 4 sides on the outside ones.
I wonder if this works.
Yeah,
Should we talk about the
yeah, go for it.
anchor a little bit? We discovered that this that we've got shaped. This is for the anchor, the roll bar on the anchor.
Yeah,
That it was too wide. We thought it was too wide, and we thought, no, we're imagining it.
but it was too wide by about 20 mil. Like it wasn't massive. Yeah, yeah,
The guys last night put a weld in and
yeah. We needed to move it in, so we did a bit of a quick hot weld, and then stripped it up. Yeah,
So we'll find out today if it's held. If
Yeah.
it's not, we'll just weld it tight. But
yeah, yeah.
that's got to go on today.
Yeah. So today's job, we're going to be carrying on with the anchor. This is the shank for the anchor. So this is the anchor chain bolts at this end here. Have you thought about fairing a piece of the hull in front of the hinge? It would divert water over the hinge as well as preventing something from something. I missed the last bit.
Preventing any lines getting snagged on the hinge.
Oh, right. I think hang on, I'm just going to answer that. Okay, so logically my brain goes, if something's going to get snagged on the hinge, it's almost certainly going to get snagged on the wing, because that's slightly bigger than the hinge.
So we've got a few comments.
Yeah,
here.
all right, let's go through some comments.
Grant had said, notice the money support is disabled for the slide round table. Yes.
Oh, yeah, Grant.
Yeah, definitely.
So, I'll answer that. So we do the super chat thing on like YouTube public ones, but you guys are already supporting us. This is a free
Yeah.
thing for you, man. So,
Yeah.
we disable it for the Patreon ones, because we want to be able to just give this to you guys for free. So,
And remember, when we've got crew and people on board, the round table will happen with everyone.
yeah,
Like it's an ongoing thing. It's not just for now.
yeah.
Great overkill. That is great. Where are we up to? Super chats. Okay. Live chats only work on public videos. All
There's
right.
engineering and there's brewneering.
Brewneering. That's great.
Actually, sorry, Shikon, I will just, actually let me go in this side and show you the hinge. You mentioned a fairing on the front of the hinge. I kind of don't want to spend too much more time on these stainless hinges because they only have to last a couple of years and then they're getting cut off. And we're going to the barrel type hinge. So this is the hinge profile that the water sees. So this has all been welded by Bruce. So the doubler's on there permanently now, and then he's got all his lovely 309 stainless welding that's been done. Yeah. So this needs to be blasted up, but that's kind of the profile of the hinge itself. It's definitely not the most hydrodynamic profile out there, but it's certainly good enough for the first couple of years. And then what the plan is we'll cut these off at these welds. We'll just cut them off clean, and then we'll weld the piano barrel type hinge.
I've got it.
It was Scott.
For the benefit of patrons, I've been in one of their live feeds with Dangus Stew. Little did I know that a heap of my radio friends were watching.
That's right, was too.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Amazing welds, yeah, they're cool, eh?
Yeah.
Got
Yeah,
to
they're pretty
go,
awesome,
so-
eh?
something-
All right. So yeah,
something to be scared of.
yeah. So that's kind of where they're sitting at the moment. Will you be reinforcing roof when house to support? Oh, roof of house when support winch.
You probably will, won't you?
The roof is 3mm steel, so it's quite light. It's pretty thin. The bulk of the strain is going to be on the back of the wheelhouse roof, which is 6mm. In fact, 6mm stainless, I think, up there. And because that's going to be awesome to drill. And where the stainless slider thing is going to be, we're going to that's all 5mm. So yeah, I probably will do some sort of bracing. I just don't know what that's going to be yet, but yeah, I probably will, thinking about it now, because it won't be strong enough having 3mm, doing the bulk of that.
Do you want to put the shank in the thing and just show the guys how big
Sure.
and I can hold the timber?
Yeah, sure.
Do you want to do that?
Do you want to pop that down? Oh, what am I doing? Give you that. I'm going to put gloves on and chop my hands off.
Okay. Dame's just going to show you the actual size of the anchor. And this is a small one. This is 90 kg, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We want 110 for the
build another one
storm anchor.
bigger again.
Yeah.
I'll try and get some thicker steel though. I think I'll get 25.
We'll be overkill. Trev says we'll be overkill. How are you both doing with lockdown? Sorry if you've been asked this already. I know we're good. We're good. We're so busy. It's
So remember that
there it is.
This shank is going to go through the.
Yeah, me too, Scott. Scott's saying he's excited for it.
Yeah.
This is happening, isn't it? It's I'm a bit tipsy. Who was that? I'm good. So sorry, I'll
So
focus.
this is basically the general sort of size and shape of it.
And you can see that compared to Damon. Remember, this is a really the type of anchor this has been built from. It's very effective.
Yeah.
So-
So
Thanks, Kevin. Kevin says it looks good.
based on the data, the anchor that we're sort of copying in a way, based on the data of that, their website says that Brewpeg could get away with a 55 kg anchor. So this one's 90.
Dennis said, "Is this a small one?" Yeah, this is the
our
small one.
So
Yeah.
we're going to build one that's probably 20% bigger than this. This will be just our lunch anchor. But
It's so
also-
cool, isn't it?
It's also, this will handle probably anything up to 40, 50 knots. And it also means that there's less strain on the winch and everything, and then we'll have the big one beside it.
Trevor's made a good point. This is for the dinghy.
Yeah, the smaller of the two dinghies. Yeah, so then that hoop that Jess showed you before goes across the back here like that. And basically what it means is when this anchor goes down, if it lands upside down, the hoop makes it unstable and it falls over and digs in properly.
Kevin said, "Looks good. Are you going to galvanise it?"
Yep.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, so
And Scott said, "The last thing you want is to drag an anchor in a storm." Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So that's today's job. And then Jess came up with a solution. We had to cut an inside radius here. So you can sort of see that white line.
Just explain why it's because we can't not do it, so
Yeah,
it's
we
really
have to-
important.
we have to cut this because the bow roller sits right in there.
And we don't have an oxy.
No, we don't have an oxy torch. I was talking to Stu from Dangar about this earlier today, about getting an oxy torch and cutting this out. But yesterday Jess came up with a solution. We're just going to throw it in the drill press and smash a whole bunch of 6mm holes all the way around, and then we'll knock it out with a hammer and grind it up clean. So that's our solution for now.
Yeah, when you don't have the tools, you just
yeah,
got to
you
make do.
Figure out a way.
Yeah. So we'll do that today, and you're going to put a little hole in the end, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but we welded it all up. So actually, I'll flip it over. So we did just a MIG weld down the guts of it. So that's just a
Beautiful.
flux core MIG weld.
It's gorgeous.
We're going to cut a slot here for the shank on the other side. Oh. We can do a big reveal.
Looks good, darling.
I've got to put a bit more weld in the. It's not quite. I got to.
Weldy McWeld face. Jonathan says, very nice. Chain drill is a process used in engineering.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Nice. So.
How do I turn around? Oh, there.
Yeah. Press that one.
All right. Well, I suppose we should probably get to the sinker and
Let's do it out of the sun, eh?
yeah, out
Cool.
of the sun.
Nice weld. Yeah. So yeah. What are we doing?
We're doing the anchor.
Yep.
And I'm doing some editing.
Yep.
This afternoon. And we've got Labour Day here, so it's a long weekend. So Dame doesn't work on Monday, so
Yeah.
we've got another day. So
Press on and get some more stuff done.
yeah. And now we know what we're doing. We're focusing on the stabilisers
Yeah.
probably for the next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I'd say.
It's going to be fun in the YouTube comments.
That's okay. We'll sort that.
So next things on the stabilizers, then the pins will be coming back. We'll be working on the arms. We'll get wing number 2 welded onto the boat. You'll see wing number 1 welded on shortly. Are you building a hoop for the anchor?
yes, that's right. Yeah.
That's the hoop sitting right there, Dennis. Stream video quality has been excellent.
Oh, great.
That's partly down to you, Scott. This is running off Wi-Fi off the new modem, so that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Long weekends mean little here as we're all working from home anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
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 That's right.
Yeah. So it'll be basically getting those arms sorted, getting the wings on,
And we get Bruce back in to
get Bruce back into
weld
weld.
the stainless and the doubler on.
Yep. And then we'll be working on the deck reinforcing and the mounts and everything for the arm, so that we can essentially get the wings bolted down. So even if we don't have the slider set up, we can still use the wings. And then the slider will be the next thing. The stainless slider will be the next thing. So
Good job.
good job, Scott.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll just show one more thing. Sorry, I'll just show one more thing. So before I go, so these are the arms, right? And this is the end that gets mounted onto the deck of the boat. So if you imagine we put a pin, like here's one I prepared earlier. If you imagine you weld in a pin like that, the stainless slider slides on each end of that, so it fits around the pin itself. So the pin is just a locator. It doesn't really take any weight. It just locates it in the slider, and then the slider, it moves up and down in the slider, if that makes sense. So the wings will actually be pulled up by hauling it vertical straight up and down the slider. Tell YouTubers to complain to the page. Are you going to seal the ends? Yes, we are. So much work, I'm blown away. Also, impressive audio video. I'm from the other side of the world.
Disappearing. Running
welding beads up the middle of those arms. Yeah, so we'll join the arms together, but we'll probably only do like a weld that's probably maybe 3 inches long, and we'll do that every 12 inches. So it'll just be blurts of weld like that. It won't be a continuous weld all the way along. Mainly because I don't want to have so much heat in that steel, it'll probably end up warping it. And we can easily, once we've done that, we can easily seal up the dimple with some fairing compound and stuff like that. Actually, and I will be fairing these arms. So on this side here, I'll be putting a half round. On the front, I'll be putting a half round, and on the back, I'll be putting a piece of 3 inch by 75 mil by 3 mil. So what's that? 3 inch by 1/8. I'll do one on either side, so it forms like a triangle trailing edge, so that there's some sort of hydrodynamic.
Just because you don't have enough work.
Yeah.
We need a little bit more.
Teardrop, exactly, yeah. So normal trawler guys wouldn't bother, and they'd just go, "Why are you doing that, you moron?" But I'm a yacht racer, so it freaks me out not doing it. So it will be done.
Should be overkill, hard yes. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
All right. So yeah. Is there any other questions? We might. Andrew.
Andrew.
A few more horsepower, and you could hydrofoil those wings.
Don't give him any more ideas.
I've written to NASA and asked if they have any spare Saturn Vs.
I'm sure if you can do anything else, you will.
I'm open to it. I'm not sure there's enough horsepower in the world to get this thing flying, but still.
It's going to be interesting to see how it actually moves through the water with this thing.
Yeah, bloody interesting, eh?
Yeah. But you guys take care, eh? Take care this month. The boat will be keeling over as she's
Raptor, yeah.
I like that name, that's cool.
That's a SpaceX engine. It's a new engine.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right.
He's excessive. He uses lots of them on one rocket. I only need a couple. Like 4 would be fine.
Maybe ring him up and ask if we can have some.
Yeah. We'll just tell him we'll do some testing for him. Yeah. What is your horsepower limit in Australia? I think that's more determined by what's your cash flow situation.
Because we're not commercial and because we're not in survey, we're free to do what we want. It's just speed limits, really.
SN4's got a Merlin. I didn't know that. Holy shit. Getting ready for the 150 metre hole. Holy crap. All the space people on this are like starting to tell me about SpaceX. All right, guys.
Yeah. Take care. And if you have anything you want to share or any ideas that come to you, just get in touch with us on Patreon, eh? I'd love to hear what you're thinking.
Thanks, guys.
Free to be free. Yeah. Thanks.
Talk to you soon, eh?
Yeah.
Cheers.
See ya.
See ya.